Welcome back to my garden and my prickly lettuce that I went mad and planted a few months ago. It's now time to harvest. It's the hotter months, summer here in Brisbane, and this is the time at which the sap contains the highest potency of LACTUCARIUM. So I'm going to harvest this today and make a tincture. Make sure you have the correct plant identification before working with these plants. You can check out a video I made which contains comprehensive information about how to identify prickly lettuce. Prickly lettuce, also known as opium lettuce, contains LACTUCARIUM, a powerful set of compounds that works as an analgesic, a soporific, and a relaxant. I am particularly interested to try out this as a medicine because I suffer from chronic pain syndrome, chronic pain syndrome, chronic pain syndrome, chronic pain syndrome.
Tall and tanned, high-strung and grumpy. The girl from Ipanema goes walking. And when she drops her glasses she bends and says, ouch. When she walks, she's like a zombie. It stings so cruel, lumbago is crippling. And when she drops her glasses she bends and says, ouch.
Okay, now here we are in the kitchen. Now I've harvested some nice long stems. I've excluded most of the flowering heads. Now I am about to make a tincture. First of all, why am I going to make a tincture and not an extract, a concentrate, a syrup, or a salve? Well, firstly, because tinctures have longevity, and it's also one of the easiest ways to preserve LACTUCARIUM as a medicine. What you'll need for this, let's go through it. You will need a blender, some bottles, a little funnel, a stripper. So I'm going to use vodka. Now your stripper needs to be 80 proof, which is 40% or above. I've also got a French tea press and some muslin and a strainer, and some secateurs, of course. Right then, let's get straight into this process. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is remove some of the dead leaves. Don't really want those in my mix. And then basically what you do is put the leaves in the blender with the cut up stalks as well. You can see the milky sap as you cut them. All right, there's a good little canister of stems and leaves. Now I'm just going to pop it in this blender momentarily to give it a bit of a rough chop. Okay, because of the sort of blender this is, it's all a bit dry. I'm going to put in some stripper now. Vodka in there. Oh, she blows. Try this again. Yikes. Okay, now I'm going to just put in some more leaves as some space has been freed up in the container. Let's see how much we can fit in there. Beautiful. vases. Now I'm going to put in a bit more stripper. And again, some more leaves and stems. Right then, just one more blend. Okay, and there is a beautiful brew of blended prickly lettuce with our vodka stripper. Now I'm just going to let that settle overnight so that that stripper really gets out all of the goodness of the lactucarium from the sap. All right, one day has become 2 days that the prickly lettuce blended up in the vodka has been sitting. I'm going to open that up now and have a little look. Let's have a look at that. Lots and lots of fibre in there. Now, this is going to go through a straining process, the first part of which I'm going to use a tea press. Now, this has quite a fine gauze, very fine actually, which should filter out a lot of the fibre. So I'm going to start with that. Beautiful. Let's see now. Just going to press that down and separate out the fibre. There we go. I'm going to now take a second straining pass with this little strainer and this muslin. Goes over there. Whoop. Now that is a very dark and thick brew full of lactucarium. Very, very nice. You can see very little fibre has gotten through the tea press, but a little bit more has been filtered out through the muslin and the strainer. Okay, see if we can get some more goodness out of this. Pressing it a bit further. Now some people would like to refine this further by putting this liquid through a coffee filter. I don't think that's very necessary myself. All right, as you can see, there's quite a lot of juicy juice in there. Now I'm just going to try and get the most of this that I can. I'm going to take this press off and I'm going to put this stuff into this sieve and see if I can just press any more vodka out of it. We give it a good squeeze. Oh, it's a strain. Oh, yep, there's a bit coming out. It's a $60 bottle of vodka, so I want to get as much out of it as I can. There you go, you can see that I've got a little bit more out. I'm going to continue to do that until I have as much out of it as I think I can get. Wunderbar! There's the leftover mulch, a whole heap of fibre there. And here is a good 400 millilitres of lactucarium tincture. It's going to give that a stir. It is not as refined as it could be, but I don't think that that matters. terribly much. Now the last step, of course, is to decant this into some small dark dropper bottles. I've got some beautiful green ones here. There it is, our LACTUCARIUM tincture made from prickly lettuce. Now this should last about a year, stored in a cool, dark place. There it is. Good luck foraging and making medicines and using them to treat your conditions. Please remember to use these medicines cautiously. They affect different people differently, and you do not know the potency of the medicines that you are using. Please do your reading. There's research notes at the bottom. And please let me know how you go. I would love to compare notes with you about how you make your medicines and how effective they are for the treatment of your conditions. Until then, happy foraging.